That's good. Hello, everyone online and on campus. This is production studio for the spring semester? Spring semester. Summer semester. Summer semester of 2019. We have a lot of good projects today, so glad to have all of you here. And let's get started with siphoners.
Okay. Boop. All right. Okay, so get that up. Oh my God.
Freeze the screen. You need to do stuff. It's like cool to handle.
I don't know why Windows hates me, but apparently it does. Hold on.
This is where you're saying jokes and stuff and we're laughing.
I wish I was that funny.
It's not frozen.
What the? Okay.
No, it's frozen. There you go.
Hold on. Technical difficulties. Oh, finally. Wow. All right.
Might have 2 copies of it running.
You know what? That's okay.
You know what? Wait.
Like 4.
Just to make sure it's not.
There are.
I enjoy the fact that you
Yeah, you're right.
stream
There.
for us, but it's still being recorded and streamed to the online folks.
I was one.
Freeze.
Oh. Okay.
Let me type my password.
They can seal your mistakes.
Well,
Don't worry, we'll edit that.
take 2. All right. Hello, everybody. Good morning. This build we were focusing on the more visual side. Thank you for everybody that gave us feedback about, like, the fog, how dark it is, yada yada yada, all that stuff. We took it into consideration, made sure that you can't see through everything, or at least a mile down. We got some street lamps over there, well, wall lamps over there. Navigating through this area has become way harder because keeping track of where you've been and not making sure that you don't run into enemies along the way is becoming an issue for the player. Also, because most of the time I'm running through this giant area. Thank you, Darren. We made a TP script so I don't have to traverse through everywhere. Let me show off some of these trees. We changed most of the landscaping in the area so it's not just complete flat and no hills or formation or anything over there. It's a little hard to notice, but we do have a day and night cycle. You will be noticing the sun raising in the right side if I'm looking at the right side. Wait. Oh my God. Hold on. Where is it? Hopefully I'm going to the right place. And it's not the fog just destroying me. Oh, well.
I don't think the sun shows through the fog.
Yeah. Hold on. Nope. Alright. Screw that. If anything, I'm probably just going to show you guys another way. We got some art assets in for the carriages. Where is it? Where did I put that? It's on the other side. Yep, right over here. Got some of those in. Good job to the artist. Where are those other assets with the buildings? We also got some modular buildings in, if I can actually traverse through this and find my God. Where the heck is it? Where are you? Oh, there it is. Okay, so we've made it much easier for the designers to put them through and link them. It's piece by piece, so this box by this box, and by next build we'll probably have the whole area made through. I'm gonna leave it to my team to do stand-ups now. And go ahead. While I just traverse around and show you the area.
So, hello, I'm Darren Warmo. I've been working as the designer of the project. For this build, we started with doing mocap, so I was helping come up with ideas of what animations we need and helping direct for recording mocap. I've been working a lot of repo issues most of the time, so things going wrong with Gitkraken, having to merge branches, and then like solving errors between those branches. So a lot of my time has just been minor bug fixes and running back and forth.
Rip.
Alright, hi everybody, I'm Nathan. I'm one of the designers. What we worked on this week, or this milestone at least, was I was helping out with some of the mocap, just recording the footage and putting it onto the drive so we can get references. As well as we kind of went over as a designer, just talking about how to fix the level 1 and what more could we add to it to make it a little better than it already is. And I've just been polishing and adding new things that the artists have been giving me.
Hello everyone, William, designer. I've been really trying to focus on getting everything that the artists have made and trying to showcase it in scenes so that it looks really nice. I haven't quite got to the point where I'm able to just fill out the entire scene with art, but I just kind of got there Wednesday, so I'll be able to fill out a lot of this white boxing in my side of the level and try and get it all looking pristine, so that'll be good.
I'm Kenny, a designer, and for this milestone I was actually helping with mocap by being in the suit doing the animations, as well as changing some of the terrain that's in the level itself.
Good morning everybody, my name is Grant Wagner, I'm a programmer on the team. Main thing I focused on this sprint was our fog, so what I really wanted was I wrote a script for our designers where they could change how many particles, the direction the fog was going, how thick they wanted it to be, because it's a horror game like I stated, so we really want that atmosphere. Something I also worked on that's not in the build because it's broken is a new enemy that's going to basically stalk you through the fog. And now I'd like to pass it off to Emily.
Hi, I'm Emily. I'm an artist. This milestone, I focused, for the first part, I focused on helping out with mocap and trying to figure out the technical side of it. After that, I worked on a couple little props here and there to sprinkle around the scene for the character to hold, so that way it did look so fair. And I also worked on creating the modular buildings.
My name is Brian Block, and on this build I mostly worked on the details of the house and its features, like the details that World put into it in ZBrush and such.
Okay, thanks team. Thanks everybody for coming and looking at what we've done. Rip. Come on. Yeah, I did great. Did it help me with the camera? No, go ahead. I took it off by accident. Wait, check if it's not. I don't think it's centered anymore. Okay. Right. Yeah, okay. Alright, good luck.
Cool. Hello everyone, my name is Justin and this is Project Techno. Along with my fabulous team over here. At this point, we've amassed such an amazing crew. Although we're short-stocked, we do have a lot of people who are hardworking. And we've gone through many iterations, and I'm pretty sure I've talked your heads off on how many iterations we've had. But we've made a ton of progress. So, without further ado, we'll let the team go into stand-ups, talk about what they did during this past sprint.
So this isn't my art. This is the art the artists have done on our team. We have an outside contractor who has made us characters. So we now have a full slot of characters, so that we can use our UI screen and people will be able to select it. Our online artist, she's been doing the different nature pieces. She did have a little bit of issues with coloring, but we went through, we talked it out, and she's gotten a lot better at making sure it's all kind of connected together and looks like it's one piece.
Hi everyone, I'm Benjamin Chocho. What I worked on this sprint was just a lot of back-end work. I just worked on getting the UI properly redone, getting everything else to be done, and I'm going to be working on getting the rest of it looking pretty.
Our other programmers have worked themselves to the bone. I know they're not here right now to talk about what they've done, but right now we had Izzy working on loading, making sure that it has a proper loading sequence from map to map. And we also have Brandon working on synchronizing each beat and making sure it's timed out correctly. And last but not least,
Hello, I'm Tyler, one of the designers, and for this milestone I've been mainly working on hiding up the rest of the map from the view when you come up the bridge, and adding some terrain to add some of those other assets to make it more visually pleasing. And that's, oh yeah, and I also started driving through the map, making sure that all the barriers and other obstacles are not making it hard to make it past or impossible, and finding different bugs and holes in the scenery. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Although it may be short, that is our time, and keep up with our progress on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. And thank you.
Alright. Hello everyone, my name is Jordan. I am the project lead on Kill the Rogue. Unfortunately, we don't have a working build at the moment. Well, as of last night, we had one, and then, things happen. But, so this milestone, we were working on a lot of different things, kind of all at the same time. So we've been getting UI elements done across the board for every different part of the game. We've also been building environmental assets so that when we build different rooms, they actually have unique looks and have different sort of personalities, so that you can go through a varied dungeon that isn't just the same room over and over again. We've also been working on programming the DM side of things, so how the map planner is going to work for the Dungeon Master, how they're going to be actually able to place rooms, place things of different tiers. Over there on the side you can see the tier slider, and the idea is that there's different items and different enemies of different tiers that you can place. When it comes to building out the dungeon, you'll be able to place rooms, you'll be able to merge them into larger rooms, and create complex, varied dungeons with different ways to approach the problems for the other player. And so these are actually very easily able to be made into more complicated dungeons with a lot of solutions, essentially. So merging these rooms and adding different puzzles and different enemies will make it for a much more interesting way to go through for the other player. And then if you guys want to go ahead and talk about the things that you did during this build.
Hello, my name is Kevin Olbergard. I am the lead designer of Kill the Rogue, and last week I worked a lot on getting some of the animations to work so it's modular and you can place them on enemies. So whenever an enemy gets hit by a projectile or damage is assigned, a different kind of particle effect will play for that enemy. And next week I focus on trying to get that more polished and actually set up on the enemies. And I'll pass it on to...
Hello, my name's Dallin McCorder, but first I'd like to speak for another one of our artists, Chris, who couldn't be here today, but he's been the artist responsible for most of our sprite work for our various environment tiles, and he's been working very valiantly at that. I myself have been working on player animations that are a little broken at the moment, need to be fixed, but they're a work in progress. And I'll pass it on to Joe for his contribution.
Thanks, I'm John Pratt. I'm one of the artists for this project. What I worked on was creating the enemies that have unfortunately not been shown here, but we've got cool things like shambling skeletons, walking werewolves, and bobbing slimes.
Hello, my name is Marlon Morrow. I'm a designer for the project. Mostly what I've been working on is any general thing, helping out the team wherever they need help with, and I've also been working inside the Unity engine, learning how much of a pain in the ass it is to deal inside Unity, but we're working on everything that we can to make sure everything works properly.
Hi, I'm Dylan, the designer of Kill the Rogue. I've been working on those UI icons they showed earlier. I'm actually mostly done with those. Less than half left. That's pretty much all I've been doing.
Anthony Griffin. I'm a designer on Kill the Rogue. I've actually been the one who's working on the UI design for the DM, the scroll, and all the icons that you see up there. I've also been acting as kind of a jack of all trades, kind of fitting in where I can help the programmers, where I can help the artists, and where I can help the other designers, and kind of just figuring out where I can assist.
Hi, I'm Jacob Briggs. I'm a programmer on Kill the Rogue. I've been working with Jordan to start looking through the stuff that we don't really need anymore and fixing up stuff that has been broken for a little while. So, yeah.
Hello, I'm Ross Hall. I'm a programmer on Kill the Rogue. I mainly worked on map generation and programming all the UI assets so that when you click on the tiers, it'll give you the right panel, and the buttons, it will give you, the right panels for those tiers. Map generation, this was me. Next week I'm going to work on getting them to actually merge and being able to choose whether you want the rooms to merge or just have a hallway go between them.
Cool. Well, thank you for your time.
Hi everyone, I am Jacqueline Hyman and I am the project lead on Gray Area, the team lead. This sprint we got a few things implemented. As you can see, we got our tutorial system in right off the bat. Woo. We also got telekinesis in. How do you do it? Left click. Alright. Oh, there we go. I'm like, it didn't work. Okay. It works. So you can left click to pick up, right click to drop, mouse wheel to throw. So that is telekinesis. Yeah, let's see. So as per our tutorial, we go upstairs. Oh yes, scanning still in there, just in case you guys forgot. So we got more tutorial systems in. Or not. What the heck? Okay, it's not working. Alright. That's fine. Then we also, as you can see at the bottom left-hand corner, we have a radar. It tells you like where the enemies are at in relation to you. So cannot go to little girl. Okay, so here is Greg. And his dot is right next to you. Yes. As far as what didn't really get in was a lot of texturing. Our artists have been relentlessly working on texturing. We have our updated animations that we're working on implementing, which has been a little bit more challenging than expected. I would show you some of the stuff, but I can't get over there in the build. So I'm going to pass it off to Christian, my art lead, to start on the sprint stand-up.
Boy, Christian ABC art lead. The sprint, I worked on a few different things, a lot of polishing the house assets, texturing. Unfortunately, didn't make it in because difficulties with running out of time. When you put in about 12 hours in a week, you start to already realize you should probably be working on your other homework. I also started rigging multiple things. I got started on that, but we moved to texturings and started work on a roof because I know it's something that's been requested.
Hello, I'm Jonathan Campbell. I'm a 3D artist, and I've been working. Wow, that is bright. Working with
with our online student Brandon to make some of the 3D models for the basement. He's been doing a lot of concept artwork. It's been really awesome. And then I've started to unwrap a bunch of the objects in here, as well as texturing for the kitchen and stuff like that.
Hello, I'm William McClay. I'm the lead programmer on Gray Area. This sprint has been a lot of implementation. People with things done, and I'll just put them into the scene, so we only have one person in the scene at a time. I also have been starting on the collision. I got a lot of it done, but kind of broke because of the repo. I'm also kind of like the go-to guy when our repo is having a ton of issues, because lately that's been a big problem, is our repo.
Hello everyone, my name is Norman, so program for Gray Area. So I've been working on with the UI more. If you head outside, I don't, you're not gonna head outside. But anyways, like I've been working with the UI, helping with the radar system for the map. A lot of implementation, so get loud and get cracking and suck it for all that reason. So anyways, working. Our team has been working hard, just getting on implementation. So I hope get to the final one, we get that working soon.
Hello, my name is Tucker, and I'm one of the programmers. Currently, I was working on saving, and it didn't go so well. So, it went really bad. But, however, I got to help with some implementation on a lot of the things I did, and that was really cool that I got to work with Bill, and we got it all in. We had some minor setbacks, such as checkpoints didn't work because it didn't get saving work, but that's okay. Win. I'm Raul Montes, and in the background I've been working on having the description of the things that can be scannable and all that.
Hi, I'm Brenda Peterson. I'm the animator of the team. This sprint, I've been working on doing the side step for the gray, re-weight painting the gray, although I do have to rekey all the previous animations onto the new re-weight painted skeleton, so that should be fun this week. I also weight painted the girl model and animated all three of her animations.
All right, thank you so much, guys.
Alright, hello everyone. We're Guardians Legacy. I'm Kyle Davis. We have been trying to roll over into more content creation as we finish more and more systems. So hopefully we have a lot to show you today. So first off, I'd like to show off some of our new actual battle scenes. So now we have different versions of battle scenes along with an actual enemy that isn't a base Unity model. So that's our Ice Mite, who is based around ice attacks and using magic. And as we see, if we go through combat, come on, and he starts to scuttle over to us, it's pretty adorable. Along with that, we also have another scene to show you for when we go into our ice cave, which this will be primarily where you fight the ice mites in our starter section. We have these as fully rendered around because we plan on having camera rigs go around to show more action while you're in combat later. Along with that, we've been getting a lot of functionality done on exactly how our skills work and also our puzzle system. So now you can cycle through every single one of the skills that you can use if you look down in the bottom right corner. It's a temp art for right now, but we have every skill that we plan on using from our first one, Rock Shove. Come on. There we go. Push rocks out of the way. Pretty explanatory. We have a freeze skill that allows you to stop fires and freeze ice. And we have a fire skill that inversely melts ice and starts fires. We tried to get everything so that it would be sort of modular, so you don't really penalize the player when you're using basic skills so much, so you have more options to be able to use for your overall skills. Then we have another one, which is our, this is our cleanse. So I need to go over here, and this will purify these dark blocks into light blocks. And then we have our power skill, which allows you to shoot lightning and create light. Along with that, we also have our jump skill, which allows you to cross gaps. We have the teleport, as you've seen before, and then we have our basic charge, which you've also seen before for knocking down areas. So those are the new utility skills we have to get around areas and use for our skills, which are all connected. So I should probably show you what we've done on nodes now. So for nodes, we have actually gotten to the point where you can level up your nodes from a base. So once we start getting our basic stuff in, come on, that goes there. Remember your basic shapes, Kyle. You can do this. So if we have our number of target skill and we go over to our accuracy, you'll see that it says 1 up in our top corner. Along with this, there's a lot more text going on here, as we've now integrated most of the actual parameters we want to use in combat. Now, if I take that back out and I go to level it up, and I go to put that back in, we'll notice now it says number of targets 2. This goes up to their level 3 or 4 counterpart that costs more but gives you more output on the skill. So we allow for more customization as we do that. Along with this, we've also been working hard on trying to make sure we get a lot more content actually into the area. We're working on fleshing out our first full dungeon, but we've started set dressing around it with more assets and populating the world as we go along. So I'd like to take it over to our wonderful team to talk about what they've done.
Morning, everyone. I'm Alec Skipper, a designer with Guardian's Legacy. As I have all semester, been working on lore, the people, just, I'm sorry, I'm still out of it. Basically, putting flesh on the skeleton that is Quest right now. And,
Speaking of which, we've started actually working into quests and getting you to a point where you can actually implement full quests into the system, I'm pretty sure.
Excellent. I've continued to develop NPCs that need to be drawn out and put into the world, but that's more along the lines of the other designers, which I will give the floor to.
I'm Connor Bish, designer on Guardian's Legacy. I've been working on the Ice Cavern area primarily, fleshing that out a little bit more, as well as making the Ice Cavern battle scene. And I've also been working on sound design, which we now have 2 full loops for the forest area and the Badlands area that's going to be in the future. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get those into the build as of now, but yeah.
I'm Austin Meadowcroft. I'm a designer. I've been working primarily on the early area in the tutorial section, mostly in exteriors, and I've been adding some side quest areas, trying to make that area a little bit more dense.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nathan Scott. I'm the lead programmer for Guardian's Legacy. First and foremost, I'd like to thank one of our third-party programmers, Devin, who built all of the skills, the overworld skills that you saw earlier. I built the quest system that we have in the game. You won't see it in this build. There's no visual aspects to it, but it's done, and the designers are getting ready to go nuts on that. and I'll let my other programmers talk about their stuff.
Hello, I'm Travis Fogey. I was first finishing up working on the combat system, and then I was the one that did the node leveling and getting all the pods to actually work modularly with that.
Hello, I'm Rainer Pomisel. I worked on the inventory system rebuild, just rewiring things in the background and then implementing the UI that our third-party artist Michaela made for our inventory system. Like that.
Yeah. Hello, I'm Brendan Lima, artist. I've been working on the castle interior, getting all that wall out unwrapped for Zachary Patton Detective, which he's not here. Zachary Patton, our other artist, he's been working on texturing the tree village, working on some miscellaneous model here and there for mostly for the tree village and how it works.
Okay. I'm Harley Kutz. I am the animator for this whole game, and I recently just got in the Ice Mite animations of him just wiggling around and doing stuff. And I've also been working on more of the monster side, so we finally finished the game's overworld monster, and hopefully he will be implemented very soon. So.
Overall, we're getting really close to where we want to be. We have one or two more systems to finish implementing, such as items, because unfortunately on the inventory UI, there's a lot more going on there that you can't really see. Instead of just clicking tabs that now appear, it actually completely repopulates the whole list. So that's a completely different set of inventory management that needs to happen there for every single item. So we've been working hard on that, along with getting everything to a point where we can be feature complete, which we're very close to, and should be churning out content, hopefully into the next semester. Thank you very much. Now that is the end of our recorded session. We have a few more projects to go over, but that will be the end of our stream and recorded session, correct? It's both? All right.